helping young tech entrepreneurs start up their businesses, plus getting you ready for going back to school. And a little fun in the mix with our Jamaica Festival activities. Hello, I'm Adrian Atkinson. This is Jamaica Magazine, and it promises to be a very informative and entertaining show. Stay with us. We go to Andrea Chisholm with the latest information from our news desk.
Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your JIS News for Thursday, July 17. The Ministry of Health has confirmed that Jamaica now has its first imported case of chikungunya. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Kevin Harvey made the disclosure after the receipt of a report from the Caribbean Public Health Agency Thursday morning. It confirmed that the sample sent on Tuesday from an individual who recently traveled from an infected country was indeed positive for the chikungunya virus. Dr. Harvey says the ministry will continue its heightened surveillance and will be taking steps to reduce the mosquito population through its vector control program. There is no specific treatment or vaccine for the chikungunya virus, which is spread by the Aedes aegypti mosquito that also transmits dengue fever. Persons are therefore urged to protect themselves by destroying mosquito breeding sites in their environs and taking steps to avoid mosquito bites when traveling to and from countries with confirmed cases. Anyone who experiences any of the symptoms associated with the chikungunya virus is asked to visit their doctor or the nearest health center immediately. Jamaica continues to record a decline in every category of serious and violent crimes this year. In a statement to Parliament on Tuesday, National Security Minister Peter Bunting said year-to-date, murders, shootings, rape, aggravated assaults and robberies had decreased compared to the same period in 2013. Police fatal shootings also declined by 46%. Minister Bunting added that since the Law Reform Fraudulent Transactions Special Provisions Act was passed in March last year, over 600 persons had been arrested and charged in connection with the lottery scam.
All 20 or so cases that have already been disposed of in the courts have resulted in convictions. We anticipate similar success with the recently passed anti-gang legislation.
Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips is reiterating that Jamaica's re-entry into the capital markets signaled confidence in the country's economic reform program. The $800 million bond is Jamaica's largest transaction ever with the international capital markets. On Tuesday, Minister Phillips explained to Parliament why the government decided to take up $300 million more than planned at an interest rate of 7.625% over 11 years.
What this does is lock in what is likely to be the lowest interest rate for some time. It can always be wrong. But the Federal Reserve has indicated that they are going to be ending tapering this fall, and that the prognosis is that rates are going to rise.
Minister Phillips said technocrats both locally and overseas therefore advised the government to take up the expanded offer. Legislation will be taken to Parliament soon to upgrade the current free zone regime to a modern Special Economic Zone SEZ policy to meet the 2015 deadline for the implementation of the Jamaica Logistics Hub initiative.
We aim to have the draft document into a green paper tabled in Parliament by September, when Parliament reconvenes. I think the timeline from there to passage should be very short. I expect that by the end of September, early October, we'll have settled the policy in the Parliament.
The Industry Minister was speaking at the Business Process Industry Association of Jamaica's Industry Forum last Friday in Montego Bay. He said the Factories Corporation of Jamaica would be spending $120 million to transform the Garmex Free Zone into a modern factory space with 120,000 square feet of warehouse rooms and rehabilitated infrastructure. Book lists distributed by schools for the upcoming academic year have been significantly reduced compared to previous years. The Education Ministry says this is a result of its recent decision to restrict supplementary textbooks to only those approved by the ministry. As a result, students in grades 1 to 3 are now required to purchase only 2 textbooks, 1 language arts and 1 for mathematics. Students in grades 4 to 6, meanwhile, are required to purchase a total of 4 books for language arts, mathematics, science and social studies. At the secondary level, students in grades 7 and 8 are required 3 supplementary textbooks in literature only, and this increases to 5 for grade 9 students. Chief Education Officer Dr. Grace McLean has commended school administrators for their positive response and is encouraging students and parents to explore other options for supplementing school resources. She says the ministry will continue to monitor the situation to ensure schools comply with the guidelines for compiling book lists. Members of the public with queries can contact any of the Ministry of Education regional offices. And finally, public sector workers can expect a 20% discount on tickets purchased for the August 1 to 5 Independence Village being staged as part of the month-long Jamaica Festival of Events. Executive Director of the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, Delroy Gordon, made the disclosure at a recent JIS think tank session.
All public sector workers will be able to buy their tickets at $800. And these tickets will have to be purchased at the JCDC because persons will be required to show their ID or a pay stub or anything to identify them as a public sector worker.
Mr. Gordon said the JCDC was also maintaining last year's ticket prices for the general public in recognition of the economic constraints. Pre-sold tickets can be obtained online at jcdcjamaica.com or at JCDC offices island-wide. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.
It keeps our bodies working, our food nutritious, our living and working spaces clean, and our lives comfortable. Water, the most precious resource necessary for the sustenance of life on our planet. Don't waste it. Let's conserve on this critical commodity. In the house, invest in storage containers and buckets. Take quick showers instead of long baths, and invest in water-efficient shower heads, toilets, and faucets. You may also want to consider one-pot meals and cooking methods that don't require much water. You could also wash fruits and vegetables in a bowl and reuse the water on your plants or grass. When cleaning dishes, fill both sinks and use one for washing and the other for rinsing. The leftover water can be used to wash off the concrete or asphalt in your yard. If you must wash your car at home, aim for once a fortnight and use a bucket to do the washing instead of running the hose. Don't delay. Start your water conservation practices today.
The Science and Technology Ministry has been pushing entrepreneurship among young persons, and a key part of this drive is the Startup Jamaica Entrepreneurial Center. The facility is being retrofitted and will soon become a place that consistently turns out successful businesses. State Minister Julian Robinson sat down with us during one of our think tank sessions and explained how Startup Jamaica works.
Startup Jamaica is an accelerator which will take, in exchange for an equity stake in the companies of tech entrepreneurs, will provide seed capital, mentorship, technical help, and support to move entrepreneurs who have ideas from the stage of just being ideas or concepts to the stage where they can be successful businesses. So what it is intended to do is to take the very raw talent, which we have seen in a number of the initiatives that we have had, from Digital Jam 2, Digital Jam 3, Kinstone, where young Jamaican entrepreneurs have developed solutions, applications, to take those to the next level where they can become businesses, and most importantly, businesses that can compete on the global market. The two main challenges that we have seen for young tech entrepreneurs are, one, the absence of funding for these ideas. So you'll find that many of them develop good ideas or good concepts, but they can't take it any further because they have no means of funding it. The target market that we are talking about are Some of them are high school students, some of them are university students. They are in the late teens, early 20s age range. So they don't have assets to pledge to get collateral. So the absence of funding has been an issue for them. So this will provide seed capital for them. So the total contribution for each entrepreneur is going to be the equivalent of $30,000 US. And of the 30,000, 14,000 will represent the cash contribution, and that cash contribution is to allow from each team or company and individual to focus their full-time effort during the period of the accelerator. And the accelerator period is going to be a 100-day period. The rest of that contribution will come in kind from the being in the physical facility, and Jamaica National, which is another one of our partners, has kindly offered to use 2 floors of their facility on Duke Street, which we will be retrofitting. Lime is going to be providing the equipment and the furniture. NCB has also come on board as a sponsor because they are also interested in promoting the development of the ICT sector and promoting tech entrepreneurs. And Oasis 500, which is an accelerator out of Jordan, they are going to be providing the technical expertise and the seed funding for these entrepreneurs.
Tech entrepreneurs, you can submit your application at www.start-upjamaica.com. From here, 30 to 40 teams will be selected and taken through a boot camp before going on to the Startup Jamaica Accelerator program. The boot camp will be from September 8 to 12, and what will take place was also discussed by Minister Robbins.
So the boot camp is intended to be a 3-day exercise where they'll go through their business modeling. So to determine, does this idea make sense from a business perspective? Who are my competitors? Who would be my customers? How can I actually make money doing this? To help them, for example, to work through their financials. So one, we're going to help them to establish legal entities. Secondly, we have to assist them in determining, how do I value my company? Is my company valued at $100 or $200? We intend to start with the first batch of 10 companies in Startup Jamaica in October, November. And these 10 companies will then be put through this 100-day period. Now, when you sign up for the accelerator, you have to define in very clear terms milestones along the way for that 100-day period. And you're going to be monitored almost on a daily basis. That's the real concept of the accelerator, where you put persons in for a very short but intense period. You provide them with the support, the physical support of being in the facility, but also the technical expertise. We provide an opportunity for them to have access to people who have money and who want to invest in their businesses. So as I mentioned, an angel investor network will be launched shortly. Part of the program, once they finish the 100 days, is that they will have access to a network of funders. They will have an access to a network of mentors too. So we are reaching out to the local private sector so that they can see this as an investment opportunity, but also importantly, a source of growth.
We want a productive Jamaica. We are not productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, Pathway to Prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
time to help others?
How about 67 minutes?
This July 18, join the global movement to give service to others. Volunteer your time to literacy, shelter, and food security efforts in your community. Let's honor the 67 years of service world leader Nelson Mandela gave us.
None of us acting alone can achieve success. We must therefore act together as a united people for national reconciliation, for nation building, for the birth of a new world.
Remember, we can change the world and make it a better place. The choice is in your hands, so volunteer today.
I believe that through community development, we can transform Jamaica into a first world country. I have always believed that the route to success is step-up economics, empowerment economics, start-up economics, and build-up economics. I believe that when you give any Jamaican man or woman a chance to better themselves, the result is likely to be betterment of their families and betterment by extension of their communities. I also believe in the ripple effect. When there's success in one community, it inspires all neighboring communities to step up and to achieve similar success.
Solid words from our head of government, and we will certainly continue to share more from the desk of the Prime Minister on issues of national importance every Thursday, with a repeat in Saturday's program. Right now, we've got a question for you. What does your weekend schedule look like? You know it's festival season, right? Check this out.
If you're going to be in the capital city this weekend, add these festival season events to your calendar. This July 19, catch 13 culturally aware beauties vie for the Miss Jamaica Festival Queen Crown. Come see some of Jamaica's brightest and most beautiful women showcase their talents and personalities and tell you how they'll use their community involvement to build Jamaica. And on July 20, all roads lead to the Randy Williams Entertainment Center, where up-and-coming artists will get a chance to shine at the big stage national finals.
We want this to be an avenue for young people to really get an opportunity to bust, as they would say, on the big stage.
Showtime is 7 p.m., so bring your loved ones out and make it a family affair. For more information, log on to jcdc.gov.jm. Let's celebrate Jamaica to the world. Fastest man in the world. First Jamaican woman to win gold in Olympic 100-meter sprint. An upcoming global superstar. Mouth-watering meals. And a vibrant set of people. We are Jamaicans. Let's get together and bring back the love.
Summer school sessions are in high gear, and we caught up with a few students at the Media Technology Institute who are braving the mic to envision a possible future in broadcasting and media production. We were curious to know what they would take with them from the sessions.
Well, going forward, I will definitely take with me how to pronounce my words better and how to use my voice to market the person I am.
I would like to take the posture that we've learned today. I would like to take the production of my voice, the confidence that they have taught us, how to carry ourselves in the business world. It was very educational, and I hope that I will reach further in the media world with my knowledge.
You can speak very politely in an audience, and I've learned a lot because coming to this class I didn't know anything about the speech, but it was good.
I didn't really have a good posture, so I'm learning how to stand better and get over my shyness, so I've actually built self-confidence.
Going forward, I think that I've learned a lot of good pronunciations, and I'll be able to go to school and show off and correct my teachers when they make mistakes, and I think it will better my journalistic career because I really want to pursue journalism.
Stand up and get in the race.
I can become the master of my destiny.
Step up your stride, make we work like a harder. Do it like Veronica, more than a supper.
We can rise above the challenges and shine.
Was with passion in your heart. Make a plan and stop all the idling. You think I saw we reach a Beijing? I can, you can. Like our Olympians, every Jamaican can.
There are roughly 6 or 7 weeks remaining for the reopening of school, and that may seem like enough time to get things ready. But don't be surprised if it goes by faster than you think. So I hope you have already started getting things together, like birth certificates, medical reports, and up-to-date immunization cards. These are must-have items for back-to-school registration. To help, our next feature guides you through that process.
So your child is about ready to begin schooling for the first time, or is graduating to a higher level school. That means going about the business of getting him or her registered for the academic year ahead. We have some useful information.
When thinking about getting your child into a school, the first step must be to research and decide on a school with options for your child. This could be a school that is close to home, offers homework services, and extracurricular sporting, cultural, and academic activities.
Once the preferred school has been chosen, you need to make an appointment with the administrators. Parents and guardians need to attend that meeting armed with some important, accurate information about their children. This information should be clearly written on the registration form if your child's prospective school uses such a document. For children entering early childhood or primary school, you will also need to have the following documents.
Parents will need to have available birth certificates, the child passport, or the immunization cards, and they will be required to visit the school and complete the application forms themselves. If they are not available, then the guardian or someone they nominate can do so, but they must be given written permission.
These documents are also required for students entering the secondary system who have gained their placement by way of the examination process. In addition, they will need to take in a medical report, which can either be conducted at a health center or by a private medical practitioner. Parents and guardians will also be asked to provide details of any physical disability or challenges that the child may have.
You see, at the outset, we would want to identify those factors which can mitigate against their performance in schools. So difficulties with hearing or sight must be addressed. We only want to get an indication that this is the case where we can have proper assessment done so that the effective remedial actions are taken.
Now that you have identified a school for your child, talk with the administrators and handed in the required documents along with the registration form. The school will then notify you to say whether or not your child was successfully registered and has gained a place at the institution.
So as we guide you through traversing the registration process, remember that registration should ideally begin as early as March to ensure your child gets a space in the school of choice and to give you more time to have them prepared for the new school environment. So don't delay. Get your child registered in school because every child can learn and every child must learn.
Our land has been suffering from immorality. The crime, the drugs, the bloodshed have only brought more sorrow.
We must change and give our children a brighter tomorrow. Let's renew our pledge to God as we work to heal our land and fellow man.
Let's join hands across Jamaica
For righteousness.
Let's
join hands across Jamaica
for righteousness.
Pray, eternal Father.
Bless this Jamaica land. Let's join hands and hearts together and make Jamaica a land of love.
Brothers and sisters, let us join hands together to make our country a great place.
Join the fight. Quit smoking for life.
This is how we close the show for today, but we don't have to lose this connection. Keep the link via our website, jis.gov.jm. Send us some feedback via email or tweet at JIS News. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same station. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.